Welcome back to FIFA Jack Gaming, where today we're going to open up 3 packs of Magic the Gathering Innistrad Midnight Hunt. These are the set boosters, so we should be getting an art card and a guaranteed foil. They also only have 12 cards, but the big perk is that we get the foil and the art card. Let's see what we get. Cracking pack 1, we end up getting, for the art card, that guy, which is the Ritual Guardian by Demon Rook or Rook. Sorry if I kill your name. This is number 18 out of 81. Then we got a Mountain, a Mounted Dread Knight, costs 4 and a red for a Vampire Knight. Trample. The Mounted Dread Knight enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter if an opponent has lost life this turn. Has a 5/4 body. Olivia's Midnight Ambush costs 1 and a black for an instant. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. If it's night, target creature gets -13/-13 until end of turn. Then we have a Jack-O-Lantern, costs 1 for an artifact. Pay 1, tap it, sacrifice it, exile up to 1 target card from the graveyard to draw a card. Or you can pay 1, exile the Jack-O-Lantern from our graveyard, and we get to add 1 mana of any color. Duress costs 1 black for a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature card from it. That player discards that card. First uncommon is Clear Shot, costs 2 and a green for an instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It deals combat damage equal to its power to a target creature that you don't control. And then we have a Field of Ruin. It taps for a colorless, or you could pay 2, sacrifice it, and destroy a target non-basic land an opponent controls. Each player searches their library for a basic card and puts it onto the battlefield, and then shuffles it. We have a special art of a Shady Traveler. Costs 2 and a black for a human werewolf. Has menace. That means it could be only black. That only can be blocked by 2 or more creatures. It also has Daybound, which is on that side. The Daybound side has a 2/3 power toughness, and the Nightbound is a Stalking Predator. Has a 4/4 body. And then we have a Candle Grove Witch. It costs 1 and a white for a human warlock. Has a special thing called Covering. And then Covering is something that we end up having 3 different powers to be able to have that be able to be active. It will gain flying if we have Covering, and it's a 2/2 body. And then we have a Spell Ruin Painter. Costs 2 and a red for a human shaman werewolf. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. On the Daybound side, it's a 2/3. And then on the Nightbound side, it's the Spell Ruin Howler. Has the same ability, except for it has a 3/4 body. And it gets +2/+2. So if Daybound and Nightbound, we have to keep track of it as soon as it starts being in either one of those. That goes on through the rest of the game. It only activates on the primary player's turn. So when it's my turn, if I cast no spells, it will become nighttime. But if it's my turn and I cast, and it's nighttime and I cast 2 spells, it'll become daytime. Oh, we popped another mythic. Lair of Disciple of the Drowned. Costs 3 and 2 blue. It's a legendary creature. That means it could be a commander. It's a human wizard. Spells can't be countered. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The card's flashback cost is equal to the mana cost of that card. It's a 3/4 body. So flashback's another mechanic that we can end up playing a card from our graveyard again. And then our foil is the Festival Crasher. Cost is 1 and a red. And whenever we cast an instant or sorcery card, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Has a 1/3 body. And then the last card is advertisement. Welcome to Arena. Woohoo! Alright, let's pop open the next pack. Art card. That card is Moonrage Brute by Carrie Kapczynski. It's number 14 out of 81. We got a swamp. Lock the Cemetery. Costs us 1 and a blue for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, if there's 5 or more cards in your graveyard, tap an enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during the controller's untap step. Theban Exorcism. Theban Exorcism costs us 1 and a white for an instant. Exile target spirit, creature with disturb, or an enchantment. Soul Guide Glyph costs us 4 and a white for a Hippogriff spirit. It has flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile 1 target card from a graveyard. Has a 3/4 body. Otherword Gaze costs us 1 blue for an instant. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest back on top of your library in any order. Has a flashback cost of 1 and a blue. We have some Fading Hope. Costs us 1 blue for an instant. Return a target creature card to its owner's hand. If its mana value was 3 or less, scry 1. Dissipate costs us 1 and 2 blue for an instant. Counter a target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. Dawnheart Revenator costs us 3 and a green for a human warlock. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Tap it, add 1 mana of any color. Has a 2/4 body. It's a special art card. And the next one is as well. It's Keswick Naturalist. Costs us 1 red and a green for a human werewolf. When it attacks, add 1 green or 1 red. Until the end of turn, you don't lose mana as the mana steps and at the phases of the ends. As Daybound, and then if its Daybound is a power toughness of 2/2, and the Nightbound is Lord of the Underworld. So werewolf, other wolves and werewolves you control get +1/+1. Whenever it attacks, add a green or a red. And it doesn't go away at any end step or phases in. It's a 3/3 body and toughness. Bereaved Survivor costs us 2 and a white for a human peasant. Has a 2/1 body and toughness. When another creature dies you control, transform it. It flips over into the Dauntless Avenger. It's a human soldier that has a 3/2 body and toughness. When it attacks, return a target creature card with a converted mana cost of 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. The rare is Faithful Absence. Cost is 1 and a white. It's an instant. Destroy a target creature or planeswalker. Its controller investigates. That means it creates a clue token where you can pay 2, sacrifice it, and draw a card. The foil is Glazed Sapphire. Costs 2 and a white for a human cleric. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as it comes into play. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them in the graveyard. That's a 3/2 body. And then our fancy card is a Veil of Summer. It's an uncommon. It costs 1 green. It's an instant. Draw a card. If an opponent casts a blue or black spell this turn, spells you control can't be countered this turn. You and permanents you control gain hexproof and from blue and from black until end of turn. Alright, that was the second pack. Let's see what we open up with the third. Running around the bases. Let's see if we get a home run out of it. Boom. Is the art card. The art card is a Wing Shredder by Salem Moore Manic. It's a number 55 out of 81. We have a Foily Plains. Storm Rider Spirit costs 4 and a blue for a spirit. Flash and flying. Has a 3/3 body and toughness. Has a 3/3 body and toughness. Plummet costs 1 and a green for an instant. Destroy a target creature with flying. Erratic Revelation costs 2 and a red. Costs 2 and a red. It's an instant. As an additional cost to casting this spell, discard a card. Draw 2 cards. Has a flashback cost of 3 and a red. Abundant Elementalist costs 3 and a red for a human shaman. When it enters the battlefield, you return a target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Has a 2/1 body. First uncommon is Nabelgast Intruder. Costs 2 and a blue for a spirit. Flash, flying. And when it enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature your opponent controls gets -2, -0 until end of turn. Has a 2/1 body. Fairmount Sage costs 3 and a blue for a human wizard. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as it enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, draw a card. Has a 2/3 body. And then our rare has a special effect to it. It's Slow the Over Slime. Costs 1, a green, and a blue for Ooze. Has a power and toughness of a 3/3. Trample, whenever a land is put into the graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Remove 3 +1/+1 counters from it. Return it to its owner's hand. When it leaves the battlefield, return up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard to your hand. Tavern Ruffian costs 3 and a red. It's a human werewolf. Has Daybound. On the Daybound side, it's a 2/5. When it becomes Nightbound, it becomes a Tavern Smasher. Has a 6/5 body. Then we have the Bait Hook Angler. Costs 1 and a blue for a human peasant, but it has a disturb cost of 1 and a blue. That means the disturb cost is the cost that we could play it from our graveyard. It's a 2/1 body on it, but when we play it for the disturb cost, it comes out as Hook Haunted Drifter. It's a spirit, flying. It's a 1/2. And when it dies, or goes put in the graveyard, we exile it instead. And then the rare is Glissa the Glorious Resurrector. Costs 2 and 2 black for a human wizard. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with Glorious Resurrector or Resurrector onto the battlefield under your control. They gain decay. Has a 4/4 body. Our foil is the Falcon Abomination. Costs 2 and a blue for a zombie bird. Flying. When it enters the battlefield, we get to carry a 2/2 black zombie token with decay. Has a 2/2 toughness. And then the last card is the Blight Sickle. Costs 2 for an equipment. Equipment gets +1/+0 and has Wither. That means it deals combat damage as a -1 counter. It's a quick cost of 2. That's the packs. What'd you think of it? If you're in a draft, what would be your number 1 pick? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you're liking the content that we're putting out, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon to be notified about any of our future content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.